Hello, welcome to a happy Camp Winter Wonderland. Today is the day after Christmas and we got a lot of snow. It's still coming down. And I wanted to tape out in this amazing natural scenery, and also because we just need to do this tape. So it's happening, I don't care if it's snowing. And yeah, today is about opening chakras and really just demystifying that for you, because a lot of times, if we're not talking about something that's super specific that we can look at, like a knee or a nose, it can be a little hard to understand what we're talking about here. So I just want to kind of clarify that for you. If you have any questions about it, just sort of make it a lot simpler to understand what we're actually doing here. There's a lot of science behind it too. This isn't some just mystical, spiritual, I came out of this, from nowhere. There's been centuries, millennia of practice with chakra work and notably different lifestyles when you use these practices in yourself for your daily wellness. And that's what this is really about. Taking care of your body so that you can be a better vessel for the world. So, chakras. We're talking about these. We're talking about spaces in your body. And really, this is just one unit, okay? But we can dissect parts to better know the whole. In the same way that when you meet someone, you can't just learn about who they are as essence. You find parts and start putting together this puzzle, this lifetime puzzle of a human. It can take a whole lifetime to know somebody. And it's the same thing when you look at your own self and go internally. It can take a lifetime, and really you don't know, a lot of us don't really know ourselves. And this kind of helps you tune in a little bit more. It's really important. You're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. Get to know them. Learn how to live in your human form in a more open and peaceful way, and you'll experience a better daily wellness. You'll experience more connection with yourself, with the world around you. You'll understand your purpose a lot better if you're in a space of relaxation and openness. That's where, when it comes to the physical part of all of these practices, it's about becoming open and aware in the body, in the here and now, teaching the self a way to be in this form wherever you're at, wherever you're starting from. A lot of people, they get into the practice and they have a lot of malfunctions. Most people that come to my class, first thing they want to talk about is what is wrong with them and how they have, this or that dysfunction or limitation. And I'm here to tell you that yoga practice and these meditation practices, they unlock the truth that your limitations come from your own thinking patterns about your body, your own relationship to your body. That's how you see these miracle humans that have physical limitations that, surprise us and do these things that people say aren't possible for them. Well, it's because they don't see the limitation. They have either disciplined or just have a very good belief in themselves. And you can cultivate that in yourself too, wherever you're starting. So, getting that out of the way, that's an important part for intro into chakras, because really we're tuning in with our body. We're getting to know ourselves. We really need to be connected to this thought about looking at this human form, just like you look at, you see these different individuals and certain ones are special to you, either by, birth, or you come to know them and just really love them. You need to start looking at the one in the mirror and saying, I want to take care of you. I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. I want to have a good relationship with you. And as you do this, as you work on chakras, you will unlock many, many things about yourself, maybe things you never knew, or new things that are coming into fruition as you practice, this better connection to yourself. So, first things first, when we are going into any practice, you want to take the time to become aware, to become open and relaxed as much as you naturally can, so that you can work from your best self. So coming to a seated position, or however is most comfortable for you. Some people lying down or sitting, in a comfortable place, as long as you can create good posture wherever you are, because that posture is going to give you the space and length you need for this openness we're working on. all the chakras. So that's going to be from your crown all the way into your root, into your seat, all this space. And your appendages are included too. You know, your legs go with the root, your arms go with your heart space. And so it's all one, connected. But we're just going to dissect it and work on these places and then get to know ourselves a little better. So just creating the space with some breath work, closing your eyes, coming into your good posture, into your relaxed seat. And you want to relax the seat specifically. A lot of times we live with a clenched seat. It's one of the first places. It's very vulnerable. It stores a lot of tension. And you will need to go back to this space time and time again and check on it. It's one of the first things to get tense. So relax the seat literally in that space of the root. Relax the low belly, the mid back, the rib space. Relax the shoulders and heart space. Open, just a little recognition here. Relax the neck and throat. As you're continuing on that good posture, relaxing the jaw, cheeks, eyes, skull, forehead, top of the head. Then scanning from crown to seat. As you breathe, full breath, filling up belly, chest, throat on your inhale, slow and full. Releasing back out the throat, chest, belly, complete. Scanning, looking for places you keep just a little tension. Maybe in the shoulders, maybe the jaw. Keep checking and looking. Maybe in the hips, checking the seat. You can bring your ring and thumbs together for grounding earth mudra, the symbol for yoga, for earthward, focusing on grounding. Feel that consistent, heavy, strong earth below and let yourself sit upon it in a relaxed way. Feel the breath pouring in through your body. Let it come through in a full and relaxed way. All right, from this place, we're going to begin the work. Keep tuning in, keep scanning the self as you breathe, looking for any tension you might clench up again and again, and just keep working on just having the most open self you can. We'll start at the root. It's always best, I believe, to start from the bottom up, just like, you know, everything. We root down, then we can grow up in strength, having that solid foundation. So the seat. There are 3 simple ways to open a space that we're going to talk about today. The first would be just awareness, just like we did, just breathing up the body, looking and trying to relax, okay? Second is what I would call loving awareness. This is where we'll look into what that chakra space holds, what it says about, you know, your body, and then sending loving energy to whatever that would be. So for the root would be the core sense of your own self, who you are as a person. You came to this earth, you're an earthling, you're thinking about the self from a foundational level. You being birthed onto this earth and what your relationship is to that. Do you love it? Do you hate it? You really need to ask yourself these questions and get into a loving awareness about yourself. And the third is what is just simply vibrational therapy. Vibrations, just like in massage tools, they help to relax things open, and heat. Vibration and heat, both these two. And sometimes for people, cold is also a type of therapy that helps relax them. If you know yourself, you know, if heat helps you relax and open up, you know. And so those can be done with massage tools in the spaces of, like for root, in the seat, in the legs, the thighs, all the way up into, into your root, into your center space. For the sacral would be more like vibrational therapy tools on your sexual spaces, but also the low back. For your up higher you go, then it would just be the same thing, massaging the mid back, heart space, massaging the shoulders, the chest, the breasts. For the throat comes up into the neck, and then the jaw, the nose, and cheek space. And then when we get into our third eye, would be right there between the brows, and then all over the eyes, brows, into the ears. And if you've ever used a massage tool on your ears, you cover it with your own ear and push into the canal in that way softly. It is an amazing experience. I highly recommend. And into the back of the head where your nasal, all that's part of this space. And then the crown is simply the top of the head and skull space. So those are the ones. We're going to start with, like I said, the root. So first is the awareness, looking to the space, recognizing it. And you can do many things to help you kind of connect with the chakra. We've talked about this in other videos about like the colors, the, red, orange, yellow going up. You just see that space and it just helps you mindfully connect, whatever works for you. Some people using rhymes like poetry about this space helps them to better understand and connect to the space, whatever works for you. So I like to look at the space, relaxed, aware. I'm looking at that physical space with my mind's eye, and I'm also imagining what the internal space is like. To me, I see very like roots that come up into a cavern, and that's like the core foundation. So that's my visualization. For you, make whatever feels like root space to you, and you gradually learn and grow with yourself, that this would be the foundation of yourself. What is it like? And you can be as visual or as any kind of the senses that work for you. So you see it. And like I said, the loving awareness goes into what is the root, the foundation of self, your purpose, your birth to the world. What is your relationship with that? Send it loving awareness. And that can be a big one for a lot of people, because many of us walk around talking about how, the world's a bad place, or don't want to be a part of it, or don't belong here. And those feelings and those isolation type feelings, when really, because we are here, it shows that we are connected. So the root is the most powerful, in my opinion, the most powerful to focus on and really recognize your own connection to the world. The fact that you were born on earth at this time shows just how connected you are to it. So, and then you can do the vibrational, the heat therapy there in those spaces, moving up to the sacral, looking at the space, the low belly, the low back, seeing if you can relax a little better, or was it tense to begin with? For that is the orange color if you want to do that. Seeing the space more now, inviting loving and awareness. What is the sacral? Well, obviously sexuality. What is your connection to that with yourself? How free do you feel about it? What kind of tensions arise because of it? And not just your sexuality, but your sensuality, the way you have a love affair with the world, the way you feel about it, the way you want it. Do you desire your life? And getting in touch with those feelings is very important for opening the sacral in a better way. And same thing with massage therapy, heat therapy, low back, low belly, down into the self, and then rising up for your next one in the solar plexus, the color yellow, space, the mid back, the rib cage area. Quite literally, I always talk about this in yoga. It's where you stand up at, where you go from being down to standing. So it has a lot to do with the confidence in yourself. How do you feel about walking around in this world? Do you feel confident? Does your head sit up high when you walk into a room, when you walk into the store, when you walk to your car, when you walk to the bathroom to go look into the mirror and get ready for the day? Like, what is your confidence level? And you need to get real about it. This isn't feigning confidence. This is connecting to it and becoming well through it. A better, healthier version of yourself that has a healthy relationship with your confidence. It's not about being a bragger or walking around with swagger at all. It's a balanced way. And massage therapy would be all mid-back, up into all around the midsection. Then we're moving up into the heart space, the green, loving, compassion, just looking to that space and all the way in the back of the shoulders, trying to relax. A lot of people have tons of tension in the shoulders. So just taking a moment just to let yourself have some space back there and let your chest from arm to arm have some breath. Give yourself some open, take up some space to breathe and let your heart beat. And of course that connects with our compassion. And you also need to think about the opposites when we're talking about these different, what feelings arise, like what is the opposite and how good is your relationship? How do you feel about the opposite of compassion? So you need to learn to become balanced in your own heart, with your own self, understanding that all emotions arise in all people. You don't have to be super happy all the time to have a compassionate, open heart. Okay, your hands reaching out from your heart space can do good works even if you have sin behind them. You're allowed to be a human being, taking up space, not always being perfect, but you have to continue to work on opening, not closing off. You know how you see people, life hits them and they just start getting more sour and closed off and rigid? That is the opposite of openness, okay? And that's what we're working to combat, because life is going to naturally do this to all of us. We have to continue to work on consciously becoming open human beings throughout the hardships of life. Okay, so the next we'll go up to the throat. Of course, again, the vibration and heat therapy on the breast, chest, shoulders. Then for throat, looking to the space, all the way up into the mouth, your whole communication, the face, relaxing that space, opening to it. All the way in the back of the neck. Same thing with the massage and the heat would be in the facial and the neck, and the jaw. A lot of times we live with the jaw clenched, and it's from holding your tongue. It's from years of causing tension in that space, that communicative self, either with yourself or with other people, or how you relate to the world. You have to continue to work on creating an open spaciousness there. And again, that's the communicator coming directly from our hearts as we speak out and as we taking in breath even. Up into the forehead, same thing. We look to the space, we relax it. Find an openness there just from relaxing the space physically. Think to what third eye is about, the intuitive self, the knowing self, the feeling from your mind, your eyes, what you see and what you feel about the world around you, how you connect to that. Do you feel like you have an understanding about things? Do you feel intuitive? Do you have a connection at all with your intuition? Have you worked on developing it? Because these are important things you're going to continue to want to work throughout life. And same thing with the massage and the heat, right in the brows, all down. And then up into the top of the head, the crown, connector to light, relaxing the top of the head, imagining giving little millimeters of space up there. You'll feel tensions melt just by looking. And that's a big step. And then to go another level, another layer deeper, you'll think to the, what is the crown? Connector to light. Sun beams down onto this, and this is your connection from light down, pouring from the top all the way down, all those chakras that we've been opening. And if they're open now, light's pouring through, all the way through you, all the way into the root, into the purpose, into the sense of self. And this is creating that open awareness. And that's all chakras is really about. It's opening space. It's connecting to yourself. It's finding your own feelings about your connection in all the different ways. Your basic connection, your sexual or sensual connection, your confidence about it, your compassionate connection or dysfunct, and where you're at with that. Your communication. You might be a loving heart, but if you don't ever say anything about it, if you keep that blocked off, that loving heart has nowhere to go in this world. You have to continue opening. You have to continue working up into that intuition when you know it's the right time to say something. That's an important thing about being a vessel for light. It's to know when to say, when it's appropriate, when it's not, to know when to hold back. Because there's that connection for you to become a vessel for something greater, for the greater good. You have to be in tune and open. If you're closed off, you're going to miss those opportunities. So I hope you all enjoyed today and enjoyed to get a little bit of snow time. It has been a really nice little video here with you today, and I really do hope that your holiday was well and that you are well and working on wellness, working on becoming better vessels, because we need you. So, all right, well, I'll be talking to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your December, or if you're watching this later than that, wherever you're at. All right, bye.